see what happens here. And we can, now we'll just go into the House session.
Pursuant to Clause 9 of Rule 20, the remaining electronic vote will be conducted as a 5-minute vote. Pursuant to Clause 8 of Rule 20, the unfinished business is the vote on ordering the previous question on House Resolution 463, on which the yeas and nays are ordered. The clerk will report the title of the resolution.
House Calendar Number 23, House Resolution 463, resolution providing for consideration of the bill H.R. 277 to amend Chapter 8 of Title 5 United States Code to provide that major rules of the executive branch shall have no force or effect unless a joint resolution of approval is enacted into law, providing for consideration of the bill H.R. 288 to amend Title 5 United States Code to clarify the nature of judicial review of agency interpretations of statutory and regulatory provisions, providing for consideration of the bill H.R. 1615 to prohibit the use of federal funds to ban gas stoves, and providing for consideration of the bill H.R. 1640 to prohibit the Secretary of Energy from finalizing, implementing, or enforcing the proposed rule titled Energy Conservation Program, Energy Conservation Standards for Consumer Conventional Cooking Products, and for other purposes.
The question is on ordering the previous question on the resolution. Members will record their vote by electronic device. This is a 15-minute vote.
They're going to play the speeches prior to the vote.
A roll call votes in the House today. Lawmakers are considering legislation to block the Biden administration's gas stove regulation proposal and to change the federal rulemaking process to vote on whether to begin debate on the rule governing 4 bills that are pending. This is a 15-minute vote.
Remember, this is on whether or not they're going to even begin the debate.
While members tally their votes, we'll show you some of the floor debates from earlier today.
Well, these were great, by the way.
Madam Speaker, I thank the gentleman from Kentucky for yielding the customary 30 minutes. With all the very real issues facing our great nation, it's really disappointing that once again the House majority has decided to waste valuable time and resources to promote a bunch of half-baked legislative ideas and stir the cultural wars pot with MAGA conspiracy theories. The bills that we started considering yesterday in the Rules Committee and will debate and vote upon in the next couple days consume an entire week of scarce legislative time will do nothing to address the most pressing issues our constituents are begging us to address: gun rights, affordable health and child care, the growing impact of climate change, social security solvency, immigration, national security, and worse, the anti-government philosophy inspiring these bills will ultimately harm Americans by creating dangerous bottlenecks in critical government functions, misrepresenting the role and actions of the federal government, and disrupting the government's ability to protect Americans from harm.
Damn right, Mary.
Straight. While our colleagues across the aisle have framed their argument as necessary to ensure that Congress exercises its legislative function, they completely ignore the fact that the federal agencies and rulemaking processes they're attacking have been established by Congress to undertake specific functions. That includes rulemaking, which is delegated to the agencies by Congress and ensures that they implement policies using the best and most recent expertise available for the benefit of the American people. By enlisting the assistance of federal agencies to administer the laws that it passes, Congress fulfills its constitutional mandate, a mandate for our entire government to establish just accountability, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to our colonies. In other words, working together with other branches, our government is charged with accomplishing certain basic goals for the American people. The regulatory process that our colleagues seek to frame as a battle against a vast bureaucratic conspiracy is actually an essential part of ensuring that we all have clean air and water to breathe and drink, healthy food to eat, safe planes, trains, and automobiles to travel in.
Damn
In
straight.
reality, regulations mean that when a senior goes to the pharmacy to pick up their prescriptions, the life-saving medication that they'll take is both safe and effective. When you boil it down, rules and regulations are extremely tangible ways that the federal government protects people's health and safety and helps create a fairer economy where everyone has the chance to succeed. Subject matter experts at agencies craft these regulations, many based on highly complex and technical data. Once a rule is proposed, it undergoes an often years-long rigorous review in which comments are solicited from the public, business interests, and other agencies. And of course, these rules and regs are issued in response to congressional directives. They're an important step towards implementing laws that members of this body have passed while representing the people back home who elect them to come here. And we can see examples of successful rulemaking all the time across the country. Before the Clean Water Act, the Delaware River, which runs alongside my district, was so polluted that it stripped the paint off passing ships. These days, you can safely kayak on the river thanks to regulations developed by agencies to carry out that law. While the regulatory process can always be improved upon, the proposals we're considering today are not good faith improvements or efforts to provide checks upon the regulatory process.
Of course they're
The first
not.
of these bills is H.R. 277, the REINS Act, which would turn the administrative rulemaking process on its head, requiring every major rule, of which there are dozens and sometimes hundreds every year, to be passed again by both houses of Congress and signed by the President. Remember, these rules have been developed in the first instance as a result of congressional action. So what the REINS Act is really doing is creating a process that will cause gridlock that then Republicans or other political operatives can take advantage of to stop rules they don't like. The burdensome requirements of H.R. 277 are simply not needed because Congress already has multiple opportunities to shape or rescind major rules if it disapproves of them. We can hold hearings and offer public comment. We can disapprove major regulations before they take effect. Or we can rescind those regulations under the Congressional Review Act. On the last point in particular, I'll note that this majority has moved these types of measures through this chamber already many times this Congress. In addition, we can also pass legislation to change laws or regulations if we so please. And of course, we're considering bills today to do just that. I know my colleagues on the other side of the aisle are aware of the avenues through which Congress can review and reverse rules. I know it because they use them, or try to use them, week in and week out. So for them to paint a bill
That was
like
a little
the
bit of a
REINS
burn.
Act as a noble effort to empower Congress, it's disingenuous. And ultimately, it diverts attention from the disastrous consequences this legislation would actually create. Effectively, the REINS Act nullifies all new rulemaking by any administration, whether Republican or Democrat, and it would bring government operations to a standstill. Any new regulation would have to be passed by Congress in order to take effect. So let's think about what that would really mean. A Congress with a House majority that would rather bring the country to the brink of default instead of paying bills that Congress has already approved would have to vote on every new major regulation from every federal agency. And if that doesn't scare you, the Senate, hardly a model of expeditious legislation, would need to do the same. In addition, the bill might actually be unconstitutional because it creates a mechanism in which one House of Congress can effectively veto an agency's rule by simply not acting on it within a 70-day legislative time frame. This, in effect, is indistinguishable from the one House legislative veto that the Supreme Court held to be unconstitutional in Immigration and Naturalization Service versus Chadha. The unfortunate truth is Congress struggles every day to meet the most pressing needs of the American people. There aren't enough hours in the day, year, or congressional term for us to weigh in on all the regulations that we would need to implement the laws that we are passing. Under this policy, crucial regulations would be left to languish unacted upon, and the health, safety, and welfare of the people we're supposed to serve would be in jeopardy. In addition to the REINS Act, there are 3 other bills that my colleagues are pushing through today, which would also undermine the regulatory process and threaten public welfare and safety. H.R. 288, the SOPRA Act, eliminates the decades-long standard for judicial review of agency decisions. That's a precedent that rests in part on the understanding that Congress delegates to agencies certain authorities to carry out the laws that it passes. It's clear that all the talk on the other side of the aisle about this being to restore power to Congress is empty words, because this bill actually incentivizes unelected judges, not Congress, to make and enact policy from the bench. And ultimately, it would slow the rulemaking process and skew it towards more powerful, well-funded, and often corporate litigants, which may be the point. Finally,
It is the point.
two gas stove bills that our colleagues are pushing this week actually demonstrate some of the flaws in the REINS Act. Chief among them, the ready availability of alternatives to the REINS Act proposal and the dangers of politicizing the rulemaking process. H.R. 1615 and 1640 are fear-mongering attempts to prevent the enactment of standards to make gas stoves more safe and efficient, and would hinder agencies' abilities to address potentially dangerous consumer products. The majority's trumped-up battle
really?
to defend gas stoves from
Look at that. From 1 hour ago. Twitch is already backpedaling on this too. Hold on. Twitch is already... I want this on stream. They're already backpedaling on this. Look at this shit. Today's branded content policy update was overly broad. This created confusion and frustration, and we apologize for that. You think? We do not intend to limit streamers' ability to enter into direct relationships with sponsors. Yes, you do. And we understand that this is an important part of how streamers earn revenue. We wanted to clarify our existing ads policy that was intended to prohibit third-party ad networks from selling burned-in video and display ads on Twitch, which is consistent with other services. We missed the mark, and with the policy line, we rewrite the guidelines to be clearer. Thank you for sharing your concerns, and we appreciate the feedback. Yeah, so we're watching this right now, but it's a rules vote. This was a big thing too. This had to put pressure on Twitch. They're like, oh shit, like we fucked up here.
Dam in southern Ukraine.
Oh, this is bad. Oh my god, Tucker on Twitter. Cat, thank you for doing this. Watching the shit that none of us want to watch.
the federal government is nothing more than a conspiracy theory cooked up to embroil Congress in culture wars that shed more heat than light on the issues facing our nation, and are likely done so with a healthy helping of fossil fuel lobbying dollars. Contrary to the heated rhetoric from our colleagues across the aisle, the federal government has not proposed to remove appliances from Americans' homes. That pervasive falsehood has been repeated for months by partisan hacks like Tucker Carlson to stoke grievances and cause chaos. H.R. 1640, the Save Our Stoves Act, nullifies new, congressionally mandated energy efficiency standards for gas stoves, for new gas stoves only, that would save consumers up to $1.7 billion in energy bills and cut down on emissions that are being shown to be particularly dangerous to children's health. Most of us are familiar with these energy efficiency standards, and we rely upon them when we purchase new appliances like stoves and freezers and furnaces. I know that I do, because it's the responsible thing to do as a consumer from both an environmental and an economic perspective. Contrary to my colleagues' assertions, half of the gas stoves on the market today would meet the standard, and the remainder would have 3 years to make the necessary and already available adjustments to bring their new stoves into compliance. H.R. 1615, the Gas Stoves and Freedom Act, is even worse because it threatens the government's ability to identify and regulate unsafe gas stoves, including those with design defects that could cause injury or death to American consumers. Just last year, the Consumer Product Safety Commission recalled a gas stove that had sent multiple people to the hospital
there it
and
is.
placed many more at serious risk of illness or death from carbon monoxide poisoning. This bill would have prevented the recall of that dangerous appliance and would prevent the Consumer Product Safety Commission from addressing other dangerous appliances in the future. It's simply irresponsible to jeopardize the health and safety of Americans in order to promote conspiracy theories for the far right. Overall today, my Republican colleagues take a misguided approach to the issues facing rulemaking and federal regulations. It's clear they don't want to make the government work better. They want to break it. They'd rather allow polluters and corporations to wreak havoc on our environment, children's health, and working people's livelihoods. They'd prefer to decimate a regulatory process that improves the lives of Americans every single day. The federal government has long played an important role in promoting the health, safety, and welfare of the American people, and we need to ensure that it can continue playing that role. I strongly oppose these bills, and I reserve the remainder of my time.
The gentlelady from Pennsylvania reserves. The gentleman from Kentucky is recognized.
Oh
Thank you,
my
Madam
God.
Speaker. Our constituents didn't elect us to come here and eat fancy dinners and go from one fundraiser to the next, take lavish trips and rub elbows with important and famous people. They
But
sent
you
us
still
here
do
for
it.
one job: pass laws, or in some cases, repeal laws. Set the rules under which they will live under, and then we are accountable every 2 years. The founders were very wise. Some people complain, but every 2 years, our constituents have a chance to replace us if the rules we've set aren't in their favor. They have no such choice with bureaucrats. Our founders didn't set this system up for bureaucrats to make the laws. Excessive regulation stifles economic growth, hurts small businesses, and raises consumer prices. In fact, much of the inflation that we see in the sectors of food and energy are due to overregulation. It's vital that Congress act to reduce our regulatory burden
Let
now,
me,
which raises consumer prices, reduces wages, and costs jobs. I think the American people watching this debate are somewhat vexed that the other side of the aisle says we need to give up more power to the executive branch.
Hey,
when
Trump,
they sent
what's
us
up,
here
man?
to
How
do
are you?
something. And they wonder why we're
Appreciate you joining the
feckless
stream.
so often. So they're probably shaking their heads. What are these other people talking about? That somebody else
I
should
wonder
make
if
the
Massey
rules that we
knew
live under.
that-
the Reigns Act would require
that this would
congressional
fail.
approval for regulations that have a major impact on our economy.
How's it taste, motherfucker?
Dollars. Would lead to
I appreciate
a
the
raise
follow,
in
Trump.
consumer
Thank you.
prices or adversely affect employment. If the Reigns Act becomes
I know
law,
Massey
every
voted for
major
it.
regulation promulgated
They-
by the administration will come back to
Initially, it was
Congress
10
for
no votes from the
our
Freedom
approval.
Caucus.
These regulations, they're not just
And then, like, I think 2 or 3 other
regulations.
Republicans,
These have
like,
the force of
that were
law.
not in the
You
Freedom
can go to
Caucus
prison for
flipped
10
over
years, we've
as
seen
a
with the
repudiation of, like, what
regulation on
happened with
fiscal
the
braces.
debt ceiling
Just
deal.
because some
Spoiler
bureaucrat
alert, by the way, this
decided they
failed.
wanted to pass
Not the
a
bill itself,
regulation.
but just like
In
the
fact, the jobs
uh,
crushing OSHA
a
vaccine
rule vote
mandate was one of the things
on
that we
debate
should have
terms
voted on.
for the actual
You're gonna do that to your
for the actual
constituents?
debate before they actually vote on the bill, which is
But we
pretty
didn't.
traditional in the
We let
House.
the executive branch do it.
That's like the
idea
first
behind
time in
the Reigns
like,
Act isn't novel. It's
what did Victor
enshrined
Shee
in
say?
the
I think like over a
Constitution.
decade plus that ever
Article
happened.
1, Section
That's
1
never
of the
really
US
been like
Constitution
an
says,
issue.
"All
Whatever
legislative
party controls the
powers
House, that's going to
granted
go through. The other
shall be
party's
vested
normally
in
going to
Congress of the
say
United
no, but
States,
you have enough
which
votes to
shall
push it
consist
forward.
of a House of
So, that's
Representatives
embarrassing,
and a
man.
Senate. Does it say?
I just wanna
and
see the
a
clip where,
bureaucracy? No, it doesn't. Does it say some
Steve
legislative
Scalise is
powers
arguing
herein
with, like, I
granted?
think Andy
No, it says
Gosar,
all
with Gosar
legislative
and
powers
I
herein
think somebody
granted
else too.
are given to the Congress of the United States.
Hold on, I just saw you
Congress
posted
has
something.
delegated
Trump.
its authority to unaccountable federal agencies over the past decades.
You're not in politics, but you're in a politics stream. I know I'm in the Destiny 2 channel. That's only because I'm playing the game in the background. But yeah, I'm usually just in like just chatting, watching politics.
Our Congress has this power,
But, like, when there's, like,
and seating
voting
into
on, like, a
federal
bill,
agencies undermines our representative
I'll
form
have
of
like a game
government.
in the background. I
I'd
can't
now
do like
to
what
yield
IRI does.
2 minutes
And just watch
to my
like 4 or
good
5
friend,
hours
Dr.
of like
McCormick from
the
New
news.
York.
Thank you,
I used to
sir.
be able to do that,
Gentleman
but it couldn't
from
like keep
Georgia
my
is
attention long
recognized.
enough.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
So I do what Hutch
I'm
does.
new to Congress,
I play something.
so maybe I don't see the same problems that other
But when
congressmen and
2024
congresswomen
really
do.
like
But I'll tell you
really
one
starts
thing I
picking
know
up,
people,
I'm gonna be doing like wall-to-wall coverage on
We need more
all the
regulation.
presidential candidates,
I
from
have
Biden to Trump, everything.
Nobody's telling me
Like,
that they want the
especially
president
when
to make universal decisions
when it
for
comes
all
down
of
to
us.
whoever's like gonna go up against
The fact
Biden,
is, we're out of
it's gonna be like
balance.
24/7, 48 hour
Congress
stream
doesn't
or
have
whatever
the
whatever the
powers
case
we
is.
have enumerated
I'm gonna
in
do
the
what
Constitution of
IRI
the
did
United
last time
States.
too. So just stay
The
tuned for
fact
that.
we've
It's
made
just
it
gonna
a
be
president
me like
that can spend more
drinking
money than
like
we can save
7,
is
8
the
pots of
exact reason
coffee,
why I just voted
covering like
against,
the election.
the
I'm not gonna
looking
go to
at
sleep
the
until
deficit
like I'm gonna be the first person to report
sum
it
this
on
up in
Twitch.
one thing.
I'm gonna
You
beat
just
IRI
said from
because
the
I don't
other
think he
side
can
of
do
the
that
House when you
again.
said,
So I'm gonna take the
"Look,
mantle.
We make hundreds of rules by the bureaucracies. hundreds of rules.
Yeah, but like if you came in for video games, I typically play Destiny 2 as like my no life game. But I've been getting back into Warframe too, so I'll probably switch on and off between that. And then every once in a while I'll play like another like kind of an older game. I was thinking I'm getting into like Hotline Miami again. I got frustrated like a year ago playing that game. Then I was like, all right, it's meant to be like challenging. You can't like breeze through it, so I'm gonna go through that too. I might actually make that into like a YouTube series and like cut that up for like TikTok as well.
Without the approval of Congress when it comes to the budget, which we by the Constitution should have responsibility for.
Now, I normally don't like talk over like when these guys are talking, even like the Republicans, but like this whole thing's like absurd. The gas stove thing, I'm sorry, it's not an issue.
Madam Speaker, I yield 4 minutes.
I want to say like it's between 80 and 90% of gas stoves are in the two states that you didn't think that you wouldn't think they're gonna be in. It's in New York and California. I have a gas stove. Most people in New York that I know, regardless of where they are in the state, they have gas stoves. Not many have electric stoves. That's only because, you know, when people first founded this state and like they started putting in lines, electricity wasn't as abundant as it is now and as cheap as it is now, so it was gas. Same thing in California too. When people started expanding west and started like moving into like California too, it was gas, it wasn't electricity.
To stop regulations that no agency has ever proposed.
So when people start taking over the South and they start adding more amenities and things like that too, people start living there in like in larger amounts.
And they're very good at that.
You know, instead of having like natural gas or anything like that, it was electricity at that point. Because when I lived in Florida for like, I want to say 6-7 years, I think 6 years, I always had electric stoves.
That is an honor that is very competitive to get.
I don't think I really remember anyone in Florida really having a gas stove. Maybe like one person. I think.
Dealing with the genuine problems that our families and our country confront.
But most people now have like electric stove. This is just like a culture war like bill. It's so stupid.
Natural gas increases the chances of childhood.
By the way, if you have like a gas stove too, make sure you have like the hood above it, so you're not breathing in like all that gas too. It's actually bad for you. It's actually bad for your kids too. You know, your kids shouldn't be around it when you're working like the gas stove, to be honest with you.
This bill prohibits.
And that's not like some like libtard take or anything like that. It's just like there's like proven science like behind that. Like I still put my hood on like when I turn on my gas stove, even if I'm like just like boiling like some water for some tea or something.
Rejection of science is to be expected from a crowd of climate deniers who regularly prefer political mythology and ideology over reality.
Lloyd
What
Doggett.
we should be all concerned about is not how we're cooking on our stoves, but how our planet is cooking. It's overheating to a dangerous level. This bill is yet another indication.
For all those that don't know, I'm also streaming on Kick.com, same name, Rogue Heel. So it's Twitch.tv, Rogue_Heel, Kick.com, Rogue_Heel. But it's not even like these platforms that I'm like worried about. I'm more worried about like TikTok. It's down below. Follow me on like TikTok. I want to start streaming on TikTok. That's like the best way for me to grow. So if you can, follow me on TikTok. Links are in the chat, both on the Kick chat and on the Twitch chat. Follow me there. I would greatly appreciate that too. I literally produce like it's going on like 3 to 5 TikToks a day. It's all politics though. My TikTok is blatantly political. I was thinking about creating like a video game TikTok just for like stream clips and stuff like that too, but it's not worth it because I'm such a small streamer. I'm like the small streamer, so it's not worth it creating like a separate TikTok.
For our grandchildren and for our planet. Indeed, in January, the American Public Health Association called on federal agencies to do more to educate the public about these dangers. And more research is exactly what we need.
Come on, give me another legendary or an exotic fish.
In the Department of Energy. So we can base what
Yeah.
we do here
Okay, nothing. I got a lot of bait
not
though.
on fantasy. I yield back.
Gentlewoman reserves. The gentleman from Kentucky is recognized.
One of the arguments made from the other side of the aisle that I find absolutely laughable is this notion that the REINS Act might be unconstitutional, might have some constitutional infirmity because it requires Congress to pass the laws instead of the executive branch. And they reference a Supreme Court decision, INS versus Chadha, that doesn't even read on this bill. This bill does not violate the presentment clause. The REINS Act does not.
They're really talking about like Chevron deference, because Congress can do like a lot of things, does pass like laws too, but Congress can't like do everything. So you have a lot of these administrative agencies that provide like guidance too, and a lot of times too, like the FDA, for example, you need them to like look into these things on behalf, because these people aren't like fucking subject matter experts in everything.
He's completely correct. The only constitutional infirmity is the extent to which we are allowing bureaucrats to make up the law and make up policies without being checked by the branch represented by the people in this body and in the Senate.
Yeah, but you guys aren't subject matter experts. That's what it's really about.
And my friend from Texas, who was
and some of you guys are just a bunch of partisan hacks.
The absurdity, apparently, of our desire to protect the American people from the regulatory state clamping down on their ability to choose how they want to live and have the energy of their choice. Which is it? The gentleman from Texas sat down in the well, and he was trying to say, no, we're not trying to ban this. We're not going to do anything about that. When, by the way, the administration literally said, ban stoves. It was a literal quote, and I think when they say something, you should actually believe them. But then the gentleman from Texas went on to say, hey, they want to protect all manners of pollution. We want to stop the scourge of global warming. Well, which is it? Are we banning stoves in pursuit of unicorn energy theory, or are we actually going to
talking about green energy
to be free? The reality is my friend from Texas gave up the joke. Everybody gets it. Everybody knows it. We know exactly where our Democratic colleagues are. They do want to ban the internal combustion engine. They've effectively said so. They do want to get rid of the burning of fossil fuels. They do want to make your energy more expensive for the American people. They literally say so.
That's why nobody wants to talk about like nuclear energy, because nobody wants it in like their backyard. Oh shit. Of course. Of course.
Nancy Pelosi said the president, quote, does not have that power. That has to be an act of Congress. We want to force schools to allow biological men to compete in women's sports under Title IX. We have an amendment.
Oh, this tired old thing too. Dear God, I'm so sick and tired of these guys, man. By the way, companies are. A lot of companies are still requiring you to be vaccinated or show proof of vaccination too, not just in my state.
To a constitutionally protected gun.
And it's not because like they're woke or anything like that, like the congressman from like congressman from Texas here is talking about. That's because like if somebody dies like on the job because of COVID, and they could have stopped it by like having that person work from home or not hiring that person who spread COVID. They don't want to get sued up the wazoo. So let's not pretend like they're doing it because like they're woke. No, they're doing it because they don't want to get fucking sued.
That is precisely how the swamp works, ladies and gentlemen. The REINS Act
you are in the swamp. You are the swamp, my guy. What the fuck are you talking about? I hate this shit. It's so dumb. Like they're like anti-government, but they are the government.
Instead of engaging in theater, where we're going to send it and send it for it to die, we should be serious about forcing votes to get it done in this body. I yield back.
So this is the good part too, right? So on ordering the previous question, still got 19 votes. I think this is not the vote that I was talking about before too. On the actual rules for the debate, I don't think it passes, but let me just double check and find out. So they're almost done here. So time's out here too, and then a couple remaining votes. See what happens here. Here, let me put this over here somewhere. Let's see. Oh, no. Here, inventory. Yeah, I need to get rid of these two right here. This is good. You're getting these golf balls. That's fantastic. Let me get a couple more of these two, then I'll be happy. Unlock this. I don't really like it that much, to be honest with you. The seasonal armor. All right, let's go back to the tower. Dude, they gotta put a patch fix or something like that. Everybody in Pone's Discord's like playing Diablo. I just like that game for whatever reason. Those like, except for like I don't know what's about Lost Ark that I enjoy, but like even then I don't really play that much. I play like once in a blue moon. But games like Destiny, first person shooter perspective, I really like it with the abilities, and Warframe, just like the absurd like third person, everything super fast, ability spam, guns, melee weapons. I like it too. But Diablo I just like don't enjoy as much. I enjoyed playing the beta, it was fun, but like also like money's a little tight too, so I don't want to spend like $70 for like no reason for a game I'm barely ever gonna play. I regretted playing getting like Call of Duty. I should have just kept playing Warzone. What is that? Last foray. There's all these new world drop weapons.
On this vote, the yeas are 215 and the nays are 203. The previous question is ordered. The question is on the adoption of the resolution. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. For what purpose does the gentlelady from Pennsylvania seek recognition?
Request a roll call vote.
A recorded vote is requested. Those favoring a recorded vote will rise. A sufficient number having risen, a recorded vote is ordered. Members will record their votes by electronic device. This is a 5-minute vote.
This I don't need. I gotta work on those weapons too.
Voting now on approval of the rules governing upcoming debate on legislation to block the Biden administration's gas stove regulation proposal and to change federal rulemaking processes. If the rule is approved, the House will then proceed to an hour of debate on the gas stove bill. Once general debate is wrapped up, we do expect members to consider several amendments to the gas stove bill. And then after that, there will be a vote on final passage of that measure.
Icefall mantle. Randy's I can get rid of. Let me open up dim real quick here. Second monitor. Bro, real quick. Fucking Twitch like change that. Real fucking quick. They changed that shit, man. This just seems like so archaic. You have to go through like all these measures, to be honest with you. Let me go to put this on my Titan. I'm wondering if this thing needs like rapid hit. I think demo's probably what's best for it too. Take a look at the I might just change that to demo. That thing, to be honest with you, that thing is great in like harder content. I imagine that thing kills in like fucking in like GM content. I don't even think I was that match maximum cash bonus too. Let's see, what is this? Deep attraction. So we're almost done there. I think I actually finished all these. Season Defiance, Rift. That's the big one right there too. All right, I gotta do this. It's probably gonna be the last one for me. Okay, let's go for... Let's see what we get. I got a discipline mod. Just dump all those in. That one-eye man, that's not bad. I don't even use it though. That's the only thing. I'm thinking about like not even using this, to be honest with you too, because I know it gives me. Let me read the description. I know this gives me kills with arc melee abilities, trigger health regeneration, and restore melee energy. But I think the restoration from point contact bracers is so much greater. This is such a good roll too. Oh my god, look at it. Aeon safe. Woof. Look at those spikes. 26, 23. That's actually a good roll. Second chance. Oh, this is a much better roll. That's actually a good roll. 20, 17, 16. Ooh. I might have to look at that again. Way too much mobility. Anything here needs... Just thinking of putting together a build for this. So this will get through on agreeing to the resolution. No, we're going to come up to a bit of controversy sooner rather than later, folks. I promise you that. Tell you the truth, for the line Rampart, this is actually pretty good, actually, instead of this, because you're using this for like puzzles. So I'll go ahead, let's unlock this, just drop that. This is actually pretty good. I'll just keep this. Dune Marchers for PvP. I don't even have like a PvP role for this. Just keep that. We get a better roll for this. Let's go to the Enclave now. All those rolls were actually like really good, by the way. I'm wondering if like I really need to like focus like armor, because I have actually a lot of the armor that I need for my Titan already set for my exotic armor. It's really just my Warlock and my my Hunter that's a bit of a problem. I wish they like let you redo your customization in this game. I really like this shotgun, especially with like the base roll for this is like fucking phenomenal. Overflow and trench barrel, it's great for like a PvP build, not PvP build, but a melee build for a Titan. And since melee's in vogue this season, let's go. We'll see. I love all these scout rifles for varying different reasons. This Trustee is one of my favorites. This on higher level content's God tier. What did I set this for? Stability? Yeah, 37 stability. Controls like the recoil. No. I don't think rewind rounds. I think demo's the play here with this. Especially since like most of my builds surround grenades, and when kinetic tremors procs, it kills a good amount of like red bar, especially in higher level content. I think demo's the play too. Well, so demo and kinetic tremors. I think kinetic tremors on scouts is God tier. I think on anything else it's not that great, but like on scouts especially, because you usually go through, think about this for a second, it just takes half your shots. So if I'm at 14, so 7 shots it procs, and if you're using scouts on like higher tier content too. So put a major spec on, 7 shots it procs, stuns champions, easy. I wish it wasn't a 360 though, but these two perks together are fucking fantastic. I might just delete this, or I might just like build like put a stasis build. I'm surprised I have like all of these builds. You don't really need, honestly, as long as you have this build with throwing hammer, you're set, because your Synthoceps does so much fucking damage, dude. The acting war rig with that Tommy's matchbook, you do damage. You don't even need Lorelei, but I keep a Lorelei build just in case. This one and this one thing I might get rid of. But it's that healing regeneration though. That's the only thing. I love that healing regeneration. But this just is like a machine though. And you get it back immediately too. But the thing is though, I think this is good in like dungeon content where there's like a bunch of ads. So battleground content's fantastic. But man, do you do just everything jolts. Like this is nuts. You know what? I do like the changes they made to this, but I think it could be better. I think you have to like pair it with like something like centrifuge. Alright. Alright, we're going to Abyss Depth. Let's go. Yeah, I'll go with this rollout here. With Jolt, Volt Shot, jolting everything, pulse grenades. You know what's good? That trace rifle.
This is Operation Fulgurite. Scans have uncovered a rich shelf of egregore coral at a depth we've yet to explore. So rich, in fact, that it has attracted the attention of a Taken Knight and their minions.
And they're radiating Taken energy, turning our hall rancid. You don't mind if I take it from here, do you, Big Blue? Good. We're diving into the dark and robbing the Taken blind. Woo! Let's be heroes.
Indeed.
I love how like Zavala's just like, I guess you're all right, Drifter. Bro, I do feel bad for like Jacob deGrom though, man. He's having Tommy John surgery. And the thing is, I wasn't like one of those guys that was just like, yeah, fuck Jacob deGrom. But like, I understand like there's a money situation. You're looking out for your money. Bro, he's so hitting on her.
For Asa, they tried. Doesn't sound so bad. Open space, cozy lawn girl. How'd you sleep? Like a lamb in power armor. Stay on mission, and don't call her that.
Increases grenade damage. Enhance energy weapons. So what's the... Okay. You know, I'll take the, Oh. Let me just take this bubble just in case.
Thing is, since you strapped on that rig and walked out into the deep, I've been itching to know. You regret it? Worried you couldn't hack it? From what I hear, you're a survivalist. I've run from every damn thing, if that's surviving. But, you commit. I'm fixing to commit to something stupid myself. Get swept up in a cause. So be real. You regret it?
Oh
Vanguard
no.
had a file on you. Doesn't paint you as the hero type. You might regret it. Well, ain't that the truth?
Nope, here it is. Okay. Excuse me. Ooh, we got some. All right, we got a boss battle already.
Deploying Sunimeter. This whole shelf is contaminated.
here. Just go for that middle one. Oh, I completely forgot.
Keep it coming. I've seen you run moats faster than this. Pick it up.
He's technically right about this, by the way. So what is this, like rinse repeat? All right, I need to take care of those snipers real quick.
Guardian, I just tangoed with a massive Taken Knight. Clocked them, but they're right behind me. I'll keep their attention. Wait. They're gone.
That Knight's headed your way, hero. Get ready for a showdown.
Oh, fuck it. I'll take them on. I'm not afraid of these motherfuckers. Let's go. Here, let me just reload everything.
I'm cut off. Give him hell, Guardian.
Oh, we got that shatter damage.
So just a quick update on what's happening on the floor right now.
Oh, yeah.
Is voting on a combined rule for 4 bills blocking gas stove regulations and changing the federal rulemaking process. This bill so far does not have enough votes to be approved. 10 Republicans have voted no, as you can see there on your screen, and Republican leaders have been on the floor here having discussions with some of their members to see just what's happening. The House does need to approve this rule to debate the bill for the week, including the bill scheduled to come up next to block gas stove regulations. The rule for debating this is defeated. Could go into recess to figure out what.
Yep.
Live coverage in the House here on C-SPAN.
Oh, I don't even know what I'm doing.
Elbarath, take it from Bone. Fight forever!
Oh, here's another one. Okay. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, shit. No. Fuck. I was trying to... I fucked that up, too. I should have switched to, like, strafe jump or something like that. That's alright. I don't mind, like, starting over. I was, like, startled by, like, that, too. So this is the point that people were talking about before, too. Okay. This is where I need to do this. Switch to this. Oh. And now this gets interesting.
I'm cut off. Give him hell, Guardian.
I want to remind you that's how powerful bait and switch is. That was my fault. I'm like dicking around. I should be taking this like more seriously. All right, let's go. I'm not really like taking this like seriously. This is just like a story mission, so you can do this as many times as possible.
I'm cut off. Give him hell, Guardian.
Okay, let me take out like the goblin. Yeah, that taking blight is like fucking stupid. Spoiler alert, this all fails.
trombone, fight forever!
Okay, let me not die here.
So once again, a rare situation here on the House floor now where a majority doesn't have enough votes to approve the rules for debating their legislation. In this case, members are voting on a combined rule that would govern debate on 4 bills blocking gas stove regulations, changing the federal rulemaking process. The numbers have not changed for at least the past 10 minutes. 11 Republicans now have voted against essentially moving forward with debate on the legislation. All Democrats have also voted against it. Republican leaders have been on the floor and stand having discussions with their members. The House needs to approve this rule to debate the bills for the week.
Yep.
The bill scheduled to come up next.
This is fucking great, dude.
If the rule is defeated here, we could see the House go into recess to figure out what to do next.
Oh, they should have kept running. Look at them now. They're dead.
Well, if you didn't need the backup, I could have saved myself the leg cramps.
I didn't need the backup.
Let's exfil. Get this back to the long girl. Yes, I like it. And hear what she's got for us.
See? It grows on you. Talking with her must be a trip and a half.
It's a bit like wandering out into the dark. You're lost for a minute, but then your eyes adjust and you acclimate. Things normalize.
One foot in front of the other. Funny how many things work like that.
Get a little Apex comic going there. 2 rockets with bait and switch. I still haven't really gotten like that combo too. You just need to kill really 1 red bar to get back your melee with the Monte Carlo. Thank God this activity's match made.
Long girl, on deck. Dive time.
Enhanced shields.
Hey, Thunder Guns. How's it feel to be taken?
Let's back up. What did you call me?
You don't like it?
Why don't I put my taken boot up an orifice, and then you can answer both those questions yourself.
Don't threaten me with a good time, sister.
Bro, he's hardcore fucking hitting on her. So we finally got to Abyss Death. That Bones guy was nothing, man. We got some bracers, and we got, I don't even know what he is. Oh, I think is that Synthoceps? Yeah, that's Synthoceps. So we got 2 solar builds?
Asa can feel a horde of Koro nearby. It's been harvested. Draw out whoever did it, and I'll keep reinforcements off your back.
Ah, here it is. I think they fixed it where, like, it doesn't, you can't spam. Yeah, running 2 primaries isn't worth it.
Fungus in the bag. Next stop, dive.
Again this afternoon, we see the House at a standstill in a situation where the majority doesn't have enough votes to approve the rules for debating legislation. Members here are voting on a combined rule that would govern debate on 4 bills blocking gas stove regulations and changing the federal rulemaking process.
I really use my energy weapons.
Republicans' favor. Now 12 Republicans have voted against moving forward with debate on the legislation. All Democrats, ANC have voted against it. Republican leaders have been on the floor having discussions with their members, and Manu Raju from CNN has just tweeted out 10 House Freedom Caucus members have voted against the rule to set floor debate on a bill to impose more oversight on federal rules and to prohibit the federal government from banning gas stoves. Congressman Steve Scalise now in talks on the floor with the members as their bill is at the risk of collapsing. We'll continue to watch this situation and update you.
I'd love to see Kevin McCarthy get destroyed like this. This brings me great pleasure. Listen, I bet he's like the nicest guy in the world. I bet he's fantastic at dinner parties. But this guy's part of a political party that wants to literally tear apart this country. So he can go fuck himself. And you know what the thing is too? He doesn't really stand for anything either. That's the thing. He just wants power for the sake of power. But he doesn't really like stand for anything.
Get your ghost on that gear. Let's see how they like a little sabotage.
Okay, there we go. I was like, ooh, that was taking a minute.
A mighty fine team down there. Let's keep it going. Slip the bad guys.
You know what'd be good here?
And fatten our haul.
Ooh. Enhanced solar damage. We'll take power weapons.
You're in a sour mood. Zivu's still digging into your head, isn't she?
Indulging your stupid questions is a contributor, but...
I'm gonna get that other grenade launcher.
Asa blocks most of it out. I'm sure she's having a field day with whatever's in your rear view.
Well, she's sure trying. But here's my secret. Ain't nobody that can make me feel worse than me. Trust. Besides, you're not the only one with an ace up your sleeve. I've got a beam of moonlight keeping me going.
Oh, here we go. Back here, back here, back here, boys.
Okay, partner. Get drilling while I get loud and make a diversion for you.
Okay. Wait for these guys to drop down. Tier 3. And then we're just waiting on the Iron Lord up there now. Yep, he sees it. Is he like just searching for something? Oh, fuck me, dude. That dude from, like, behind. Like...
Approaching empty on that drill.
Shit, dude. See, now I don't know about this build now. Yeah. Yeah, see, now I don't know about this build.
So for almost 50 minutes now, the House has held open this 5-minute vote on a combined rule that would govern debate on 4 bills blocking gas bill regulations and changing the federal rulemaking process. Republicans don't have the numbers to approve the rules for debate. Apparently, Republican leaders now talking to members to address their concerns with the legislation. The House has to approve this rule to debate the bills for the week, including the bill scheduled to come up to block gas stove regulations. If the rule is defeated here, we could see the House go into recess to figure out where to go next.
All egregore samples are safe in containment. Ready to punch a hole out of here?
Kettles of wrath, taken from bones, sizzled by lust. Rise, a test of metal.
Ah!
Sitting member wishing to change. On this vote, yeas are 206, the nays are 220. The resolution is not adopted.
what purpose does the gentleman from Louisiana seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I have a motion at the desk.
Clerk will report the motion.
Mr. Scalise of Louisiana moves to reconsider the vote on the adoption of House Resolution 463.
The question is on the motion to reconsider. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. The ayes have it.
Mr. Speaker, on that, I would ask for the ayes and nays.
Gentleman for New Jersey requests the nays and nays. Those in favor, vote by yeas and nays will rise.
Come on, dude. How'd he hit me?
Sufficient number have risen. Yeas and nays are ordered. Pursuant to Clause 8 of Rule 20, further proceedings on this question are postponed. Pursuant to Clause 12A of Rule 1, the Chair declares the House in recess, subject to the call of the Chair.
House lawmakers are working on a bill to block the Biden administration's gas stove regulation proposal. Right now, the House is in recess. Once lawmakers return, we'll have live coverage here on C-SPAN. Also available on our website, cspan.org, and on our C-SPAN Now app.
So, you and the long girl had each other's backs the whole time?
Nice.
Not the whole time, but most of it, yeah.
2 red borders, baby. Let's go.
Help me out.
Free of charge.